right, let me give you a clear example so that we don't just fall into a trap of following a pithy quote, that we actually understand what happens in your brain when you write while you're trying to understand something. All right. So a couple years ago, I was in one of my classes, and I was helping a student with his writing. He was working on some paper that was arguing a position. I don't even remember what his topic was, but it was something argumentative. And so, he had kind of a personal investment in it because it was something he thought he believed in. And so we were working on this essay, and I was going through some paragraphs with him, and he showed me a passage, and I read it to him, and I said, after reading it out loud, I said, okay, I see what you're saying here, but what about this example? Does what you said here fit with this other example? And he kind of thought about it for a minute, and he thought, well, no, and he needed to rework the sentence to also include this other example. And so he did that, and he worked on some more, and I looked at it again, and I said, okay, so you're saying this, but what about this, though? And he goes, you're right. Okay, let me try it again. And so we did this probably 4 or 5 times, and after it probably took 20, 30 minutes to go through these various iterations. He finally kind of put his hand in his head in his hands and was sighing deeply. And he said, Dr. Spivey, writing makes me rethink my morals. And I said, exactly right. And he kind of was surprised because I was telling him he did something right. And he goes, what do you mean about this topic? And I said, about every topic. Writing helps you rethink no matter what the topic is. And so I walked through with him. He's like, well, what do you mean? So I walked through with him what was happening in his own brain that he didn't even realize.